In the 1600 block of Keller X Street, that's here right at the corner of North Claiborne. Any moment now, we're expecting the body of Officer Everett Briscoe to be here. As you said, police have escorted him from Houston to New Orleans every step of the way. We're told it was everyone from the Houston Police to the Texas Highway Patrol, Louisiana State Police, Baton Rouge Police, and of course New Orleans Police making the final leg of the trip here. We're expecting him again here at the Professional Funeral Services home. Again, any moment. You can see here, we'll take a live look at the 1600 block of Keller X Street right now. Dozens of New Orleans police officers, potentially hundreds out here, awaiting the arrival, as well as members of the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club, of which Officer Briscoe was a member. Also members of the community out here as well, coming to pay their respects. Today there was a major reward announced in Houston, $100,000 that authorities hope will lead to arrests in this case. The NOPD's first district was Everett Briscoe's home base in recent years. On Tuesday, his fellow officers decorated a police cruiser in his honor. Briscoe was shot and killed Saturday night outside of a Houston restaurant. He was on a trip with members of the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club. One of his friends, Dyron Ricolfi, better known as DJ, was seriously injured and remains in a Houston hospital. Now, as hours become days, Houston police have few clues beyond these images to help try and solve the case. They hope a $100,000 reward could lead to answers. Among those offering the reward, Tillman Fertitta, a billionaire businessman from Texas who owns the restaurant where the shooting happened.
I find it so upsetting that a policeman visiting our city for a vacation weekend met such a violent death.
Houston Police Chief Troy Finner says finding the gunman is a top priority.
If they took something or if they didn't, they killed one person and critically injured another one, and he's in the hospital fighting for his life, and we're asking for prayers.
While Ricolfi remains in a Houston hospital, Briscoe's body began its journey home Tuesday morning. Police from agencies including the Houston Police Department, Texas Highway Patrol, Louisiana State Police, and the NOPD held a relay race of sorts to get him to professional funeral services on North Claiborne Avenue. Zulu President Elroy James says it's one way to begin what will be a long, difficult healing process.
Brotherhood is hurting. It is certainly a difficult time for the members of the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club.
And it's certainly a quiet, somber scene out here right now. Again, we are live in the 1600 block of Keller X Street. That's right at the corner of Claiborne Avenue. Any second, we are expecting the hearse carrying the body of Officer Briscoe to arrive. We're expecting it to come up Keller X Street here, and you can see just down the street, as we mentioned, dozens of New Orleans police awaiting the arrival. Here on the ramp at the funeral home, you can see, again, New Orleans police, rank and file, members of the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club, again, coming to pay respects to a man who was simply on vacation, enjoying time with friends, and had this apparently a robbery attempt gone wrong that ended with his loss of life and the severe injury of one of his friends. We were at the 1st District station today. That's at the corner of St. Louis and Basin Street all day. The officers, as you saw in that piece, set up a memorial out there today. And the one thing that you heard all day was that no one had a bad thing to say about Officer Briscoe.